Hi there guys, this is Cassandra. I'm a Riffle in time and I'm so glad you're here. Today we are doing like a good old deck haul. I think this is actually my first one I've ever done because I normally don't get in a lot of decks all at once. But I have a couple tarot and oracle decks here that I got in over the last like month or two. And it just happened to be like a Kickstarter showed up. There was a deck almost out of print that I had been looking at, like just kind of like rare situations that I did get quite a few decks all at once. So I wanted to share, I thought it'd be fun to look at. So we're going to just like jump in today. I have my first deck here is actually from a creator that does the Energy Archaeology Oracle. Ashley Simpson was doing some rehoming of her like gently used decks and was going to donate the proceeds forward. So I love to support things like that. And this little, it's the Extraterrestrial Oracle, which I think is out of print now, was just one of the decks. And it was just so different. And I just was drawn into it. Love these backs too. But it's a little square deck. The keywords are all like the card types are all different and their own thing. And again, it just had its like unique, good old energy. I was really excited when it came in. I've had some sweet little readings with it. I haven't shared it yet since it is so new, but I love the like simple vibe of it, but somehow it's like really simply drawn, but I've had some big energy moments with it, if that makes sense. I might be flipping ones upside down that don't need to be flipped. So I keep looking like, wait, is that right? Because some of the words are like on the top and some are on the bottom and they're all backwards to me. So, but I really like the color choices too. This like that orange, that really like light pink, black and white is just the color choices felt really good. I threw it in a little bag because it just doesn't even come with a box, but the little guidebook has been, okay, can you focus? Thank you. It has been a cute little deck to have. This is probably the first one of them all that I got in. Then I will say, I think I got Apparition in next. Now this is a deck that I have been waiting to get until I restocked the Iris Oracle in the shop. So I was going to order this in the shop as well. I've been looking at it, I've been really drawn to it, and I just was waiting until I could like do it all together. And this here, oh, pause. I mentioned the shop and I have not told you what the shop is. A Riffle in Time is my tarot shop. I specialize in indie decks, but I also have a lot of fun mass markets and am moving towards like more metaphysical items. So I did it. I did good. Be proud of me. But this is one of the new decks in the shop I'm really excited about. I have not stopped using it. I've actually made a couple posts recently with it and it's not going to stop. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be, like energy-wise, and I love that. I love it paired with the Iris Oracle, but I have been pairing it with other things too and really enjoying that as well. It's just, it seems to be like always saying exactly the right thing without it being like me needing to work too hard for it. I love the little guidebook for this. I love the Tower card too. But I love the guidebook for this. It's really like shorter, but like to the point, well written. I like the little paragraphs that come with the cards. The perfect kind of clarification that I want. And I love this box. I just keep looking at these little yellow flowers and they just make my day. But this has like such a good energy. If you don't know like the other Spirit Speak decks, they're all good. They're all good. But I do have Iris and Apparitions in the shop now. I used to have Vessel in the shop and Pixie as well. So I've had quite a few of Mary's decks. I love Mary Evans' art. Just happy to have. Now this next one, I'm super excited that I actually got this off of Making Playing Cards. This is a deck that is going to be one day like Kickstarter again, and it's going to, because we're going to make it happen, it's going to come out on the Kickstarter and will be in the quality that like is intended. But the Olga Speaks Oracle is an Oracle deck that I was really excited about that didn't end up going through on Kickstarter the first time, and I was really excited to just be able to get like the concept of it in making playing cards, but I can't wait to have like the actual deck when it's like in the cardstock that's meant to be in, like doing all the things it's meant to do. I just really loved it. I loved it as soon as I saw it. And then whose channel was I on? I can't remember whose channel I was on, but they were talking about this deck, and I thought that the making playing cards version was like a really temporary thing and that I couldn't get a hold of it. And I found out after their video that it was possible. And so I immediately ordered it. And I'm just really, again, really excited about this deck. I will leave the IG of the creator below so you can follow along. And when the Kickstarter comes back around, you can also see that when that happens. I really can't wait for it to come to life in its full beauty. But I mean, look how amazing this is already. It's just, I know the cardstock that is going to be this deck, and like the box, the guidebook, the whole set will be really cool. This is just the cards on like a linen, I believe, cardstock from like making playing cards. So if you've had a making playing cards deck, you know like the quality is much different. Now, this next deck I'm going to have to be really careful about showing. This, if you have seen the Witch's Tarot that Burning Paper Hearts does, Chris Madsen maybe? Hopefully I'm not misremembering his name, does the Witch's Tarot, and recently did a Kickstarter for the 3 Black Moons Oracle. This is a shadow deck, and I really love this little box. I cannot show you all of it because just like the Witch's Tarot, it is photography and nudity together. I will show some drawn images sometimes, but I try to be really mindful. But this deck is right up that alley. It's the same kind of vibe. So if you really enjoyed the Witch's Tarot, it is very that. But if you were looking for like an Oracle pairing with it, or you just prefer Oracle decks and you really liked the idea of the Witch's Tarot, but you wanted an Oracle form, this is that. I just got this in today. I just got it in today, and I shuffled it a single time and pulled a card, and that is all I've done. But I am very familiar with the Witch's Tarot itself. So I think that the thing I've always really loved about the Witch's Tarot is that the intentional like pieces of the photography, like all the things set up together, like the editing on the images, all the like the little choices I really have liked. And like when you're doing the photography, you're picking the place, the time, the outfits, the, you know, and again, like special editings on top. I think it's really cool. But again, very, very body forward in nudity. And I know that is not everyone's. It also still has that like kind of creepy vibe that the Witches has, where it's like pushing like the fake blood, like things like that, which might not, again, be everybody's cup of tea. But I was really excited to see another deck I want to see them together. I haven't even gotten to pair the two together, but I have obviously still have the Witch's Tarot. It's not in the shop anymore, but I still have my copy. I had it set out to use them together, but this is the Witch's Tarot I'm talking about, if you hadn't seen. So it's like a cute little set, and I had thought about getting it in the shop, but I've said before, I don't know if we've talked about it before, but it's hard having like photography nudity decks just because like I can't share them, and it really like limits my window of being able to like show people a deck. That is like the only thing that sucks, is because I really try to be mindful of like the different ages that are like watching my channel. I try to always like do good diligence there. Next is the forest lore. Now, Cosmic Creeper had been posting this on, I think, IG, and I had been just like watching. I'm like, I have to get this deck, right? And so it was on the list, and then I saw a post because I follow the creator, because again, I liked the deck in the first place. But they had like made a comment. It seemed like the decks, once they go out of print, I'm not sure if they will be reprinted or like what the situation is, but I was like, I don't want them to end up going completely out of print, like to lose the chance of getting this deck, because I have had my eye on it since it came out, and I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I finally did it. It's just one of those things, like I try to be really intentional about bringing a new deck to my collection that's not going to be in the shop, because I really do run out of room really fast. But I'm so glad I did. I'm so grateful to be able to to get it now, before maybe, again, it's not, I don't know if it's going to be reprinted. I don't know the situation, but I do know that it is a beautiful deck. I love the guidebook. I love the colors. Here's the guidebook. It has that almost like magazine-y kind of, I don't know how to, I love texture. You know me, I'm like over here. I love when a guidebook feels like this. But there is a good bit of information for every card. They're so beautiful. So beautiful. And they are good shufflers. This has a thinner cardstock, which I actually pretty much always prefer a little bit thinner over, like if I had to choose between thin and thick, I'm going to choose thin because I riffle. And anything that I can give some ease to my hands. Like this is just like a really nice shuffle. I really love these backs too. I actually, there's a little print that came with the card that I think it's like has like info on one side and then like a little thing on the other. But I took it, cut it out, and I added it to the front of my journal because I really liked the little saying on it. This is my tarot journal I started for the year because I was putting everything all in one journal, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to do a completely separate journal or it is going to fill up way too fast, because I was like already putting several readings in the other one, and I'm like, oh no. But I've really enjoyed the readings so far, and I've only had it a couple days, and I've probably used it, actually it's probably been a week now, but I've used it probably like 15 times. So that, and I saved the one I've like probably obsessed about the most. I think it was on my wish list for the longest amount of time for like me actually doing it. If you don't know, with the shop, I'm still a really small shop, and I still fund everything pretty much through my own capabilities, which are not a lot, which is not a lot. So I have to really be mindful of when I'm restocking things, when I'm choosing to do things. And so I stopped ordering decks at the end of last year and wasn't able to restock again until January. And then so this January I spent a lot of time restocking like the meat and bones of like what a Riffle in Time does. So a lot of my like main decks that I've had like the longest. So I did a lot of restocking, and I've wanted to get in some new decks, but again, just I haven't had the funds to do so. And Terra Volatile was one of the decks I really have wanted to get in the shop, and I was going to save it for like the big order of like getting them in the shop. But when I had reached out, I finally got like heard back from them that like they're so low on decks right now that they can't do like any more wholesale orders until the next printing. And I was like, oh, I can't wait that long for my own deck, because I normally try to like add it on, like my deck onto the wholesale order if I can when it's coming from like another country, just because it's like the shipping is so expensive. But I had to get my own. And when I saw that they were having a second sale of like their partially damaged decks, that's perfect, because I don't care. It's like little stuff like that. Like these were like really minor box cosmetic damage, and I would hate for a deck to not be used because of that. Like I love decks, and I don't care if their boxes are dirty or banged up or whatever. It's like I want the cards. So if the cards are good, and I mean, you've seen some of my cards, so they usually get used anyways. I'm really smitten with this deck, and as soon as I can make it possible, it will be in the shop. I'm just waiting on a reprint, so I don't know what the next edition will be, like if there's any changes. I know nothing. But I do know that I really love this deck, and I've been seeing it on somebody's page very frequently on IG. I don't know whose it is. I can't remember at the top of my head, but absolutely the reason I had to finally do it, because I don't know how long, but I can't keep looking at this and not have it. So I finally did it. I just love it. And we've been spitting kittens, me and this deck. Now there's an extra suit that comes with this one, and there are some extra cards. Now there's a full expansion that I want so bad. But if you do have a copy of the expansion pack that you don't, maybe you didn't want them. You found out, you know what, I don't need all those cards. Because I do need all those cards. I love bonus cards for a deck. I think it makes it fun. I love the like extra choices there are in this one. You have some options with like the Fool, even. Like there's the Fool and the Fool lists. There's Fortitude and Strength. There is Death and Rebirth. I love Rebirth. I need like a warning. It's like, do not use headphones and watch my videos, because I get loud and excited and I will make noises at you. Where are the others? I know there are several others, but again, there's a whole like extra suit, the vessels, and it's not cups because there are also cups. There's Hubris. But you can exchange there's 3 different options for the 2 of Cups. I mean, and I put them all together in this deck like a mad woman. I did. So like the odds are kind of stacked. But honestly, like what I love about it is there is no other deck that I have 3 2 of Cups in. So if I happen to choose the deck that has 3 2 of Cups in it, and I get 2 of Cups, I'm still taking it, because I could have gotten, you know, more than 78 other cards, and I still got 2 of Cups. So yeah, the odds are a little higher, but again, I have a whole extra suit in there. Like, I don't know. I take it too as like, they mean different things to me. Like I would focus differently because they are different. Like the intuitive read would be different. So maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's Maybelline. No one knows. I really do. I love this deck. Oh, I do want to show you my tarot journal. I think it would be cool if we did like journal with me's. I used Tarot Volatile with the Ritual Tarot. It was so good. We had a good time. I am not somebody who has like really great handwriting or is like the best artist in the world, but I do like to journal. And I think it would be cool to like do it together and just like let ourselves be fools at things and be new and just do it together. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be. So I think that would be fun. I find that like a lot of people who do journaling and like share it are people who are just like very artistic, have like that real like aesthetic handwriting and art style, and that's not me. That's not me. I have the handwriting of like a first grader maybe, but hey, I just love to do it. I love to do it, and it took me a really long time to be able to do that because it held me back for so long that I could not do the aesthetic things, and it didn't look like what other people were doing. So if you want to hang out and journal and have like a little safe space, I think I'm gonna start doing that. I did do a journal with me where we did some prompts for the Gentle Tarot guidebook, and like just kind of did that. I thought that was really cool, but I want to start doing like, maybe we'll start doing like a little entry in here every month, and we'll just like journal together for one video a month. I hope you like that idea. I love you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to me ramble about my new decks. I think that I will probably have to trim this video a little bit because I always be out here saying the most, and not everybody has time for the most. So I love you. Mwah.